Um, so this is the second video in my Ethereum series. Before we start, I just want to remind that if you haven't watched the first video, I highly recommend, because it kind of gives background information about Ethereum and Bitcoin and what you will be able to find in this video series. So that being said, now today I want to talk about the Ethereum accounts. Now, if you want to send money, or not money, Ether in this case, to someone, we need to interact with the real Ethereum network. By the way, real Ethereum network is called main network. If I use the main network, think of it as a Ethereum network. Now on the main network, if we want to interact with it, we need to have an accounts. And accounts are managed by a special software called wallets. In Ethereum, there are two different accounts. The first one is the externally owned accounts, which is on the left. The shortcut of the abbreviation of it is EAO. People use it a lot. The other one is the contract account. They are also known as a smart contract. They're interchangeably used. So if you come up, don't confuse yourself. It literally means a smart contract. Now, although they are similar, there are differences as well. For example, the external owned accounts are controlled by a private keys. What I mean with that is every transaction that you do from your account is signed by a special, you can think of it as signature. This signature is called private keys, and a private keys is something that you shouldn't actually share with anyone. It's obvious, it's a private key. The reason we are signing a transaction is to prove the identity. So, for example, if you don't sign it with your private key, other people, just malicious user, can just send a transaction saying that, say, Alice sends 5 Ether to Bob. Now, to verify the validity of the transaction, we need to sign it as a private key, with a private key. External loan accounts has limited capabilities because they can only send an Ether, send a transaction, receive a transaction, or they can trigger the smart contracts on the main network. They are free to create. You don't need to pay any sort of Ether when you create them. But now the contract accounts, they are controlled by their code. Now, in the previous video, I mentioned that smart contracts are the piece of softwares that are written in a high-level programming languages such as Solidity, and the logic of those contracts are determined by their code, which is a smart contract code. And they cannot initiate any transaction. That's one of the differences. They cannot initiate transactions. Only way to initiate a transaction will be a trigger from external loaded accounts to the contract account. That's the only way to initiate. That's the only way to initiate a transaction. To create a smart contract, the contract account, you need to pay it because you are actually using the main network, and you're using to store your smart contract on a main network. That's why it costs an Ether. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to actually create an account. At the beginning of the video, I said we need some sort of special softwares. In this case, we call them wallets, and wallets are a way to initiate transactions. Now, if you want to install this to any browser that you want, I'm using Chrome, and you're just gonna click the Add to Chrome button, and this is gonna take a couple of seconds before we do it. Now we have a little fox here that follows the mouse. Now we're gonna start. So if you have a MetaMask account, you can actually import the seed. A seed is it's a 12-word seed. It's a random words that is used to recover your old wallet. But since we are showing how to install a MetaMask, a wallet, we're gonna set up from the scratch. Now, we're gonna, well, it's up to you. They say they collect addresses, transactions, but okay. Now it's gonna ask you to create a password. Just do some random password. Now once we have it, we will have a secret words, the 12 secret word. This is something that you don't wanna share to people, because if someone has an access to these words, they can access to your wallet and they can clear your wallet and take all the asset that you have. I'm just gonna tell this to Jemima later. It's not really important since I'm showing it, but you should reveal the secret key and take the note of that secret key on a piece of paper. I wouldn't recommend writing it to anywhere. At least that's what I did. Now once we have it, we are gonna have this little screen. We are not gonna use this main screen to send the transaction and the receiving the transactions. Now we have an actually externally owned account, and once we click this, it's gonna copy the address of your account. This is going to be the address of your account, and you can think of it as your email address, where if you want to send the wallet, if you want to send an Ether to your account, you have to use this address. We can buy, send, and we can swap Ethereum in this case, as well as the ER20 tokens. I'm going to talk later. For now, just let's stick with the Ethereum. Now on the right, we can see a different network. So if you want to use the real Ethereum network to do transactions, so if you want to use some real Ether and send it to Ether and receive a real Ether to you or from your friend, you will need to use a main network. But the rest of them are, this is the test network that is used, that demonstrates the exact functionality with a couple of differences, such as the verification algorithm. Some of them use a proof of stake, some of them using a proof of work algorithms. So the reason they have this is so you can test the decentralized applications. So if you would like to test how actually this network work, we need an Ether. This Ether will be used for test purposes, and it has no value in real world. So change it to the Covan test network and click the buy Ether button. Now we're gonna get some tests. Test Ether. But you will need a GitHub account for this. Just to log in, you will need your address, right? Now to do so, just go back and click your account. It's gonna copy the address of your account. This is gonna send you some Ether. Now every transaction, doesn't matter on a test network or a main network, comes with the special link that's gonna direct you to that just basically shows the details of your transactions, such as is it mined, is it which block is the one that includes your transaction, who sends from who to which account, and value, this kind of stuff. Now shortly you should receive the Ethereum, the Ethers that you can use, and there you go. Now we have finally one Ether that we can actually start interacting with the decentralized applications. Alright, so before I finish today's video, I'm just gonna do one transaction between two accounts I have. On the left, I have the MetaMask account that I just created in this video, and on the right, I have another account that I will use to send transaction. Both are on the same network. They're using both Covan. They both use the Covan network. Now I'm gonna send the transaction. I just need the address of the other account. Just gonna place here the amount I want to send. Let's see, half of an Ether. Don't worry about this gas price, gas limit, and the transaction fee. I'm gonna talk them in details. It's a longer topic. Think just it's a fee that you have to pay, and gas is the way that they calculate this fee. Now once you confirm this transaction, it's gonna take a while. See, it's a pending transaction, and once you click it, you can actually see a little bit screen that shows the details of it. Now if you want to check what's the process in more detail, you can go and view this transaction on Etherscan, and as we can see, it says a transaction has been included in black number. it should shortly arrive to my other account. Now it says the state is successful, status is successful, we sent it. Now let's go back to check. Now we have it. We have 1.54 we just received on January 7th, which is today. Okay, now this is the end of the video. I hope it was helpful. We're gonna keep using the MetaMask for the transactions, so we will have a more experience with it. Thanks for watching.